Bonjour, y'all! My name is Wichita, and this is Witches Unite. Today's video is less about Harry Potter Wizards Unite and more about just Harry Potter the book series. After all, until the game launches, there's really only so much that we can discuss. So today, I'm going to give the top 7 reasons why you should reread Harry Potter. Reason number 1 to reread the entire Harry Potter series. To catch all the foreshadowing. J.K. Rowling is a masterful writer, and if you reread the books, already knowing the important plot points, you start to discover really little snippets of foreshadowing. For example, in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Hagrid mentions Sirius's flying motorcycle. In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Tom Riddle's diary is destroyed in a particularly violent way. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Peter Pettigrew ends up owing Harry a life debt. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Dumbledore mentions a room full of chamber pots that only appears when one's bladder is particularly full. In Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry and his friends discover an ornate locket that won't open. Now, if you've read all of the Harry Potter books, or hey, if you've just seen the movies, then you probably know why each of those plot points is actually important. So yeah, reread the Harry Potter books and discover the foreshadowing. Reason 2, for the nostalgia. I was 12 the first time I started reading Harry Potter, and honestly, it changed my life forever. And whenever I reread Harry Potter, it kind of takes me back to when I was a teenager, when the books were new, when J.K. Rowling was still finishing the books. There's just something nostalgic about reading a beloved book series. Even if it's not Harry Potter, you know, I enjoy rereading other books from my childhood. So yeah, relive the nostalgia by rereading Harry Potter. Reason number 3 to reread the entire Harry Potter series. To feel new emotions. Harry Potter, in its simplest form, is both a hero's journey and a coming-of-age story. And if we look at the elements as a coming-of-age story, certain things happen to Harry during his 7 years that maybe you have not experienced yourself. My mother died a few years ago, and when she died, I was actually in the middle of rereading Harry Potter. Specifically, I was in the middle of reading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. If you have read that book, you know what happens at the end, just like you probably know what happens at the end of Order of the Phoenix and what happens at the end of Half-Blood Prince and at the end of Deathly Hallows. People die, and it's really hard. Since my mother's death, I relate to those parts of the book more than I did before. And I experience new emotions that I didn't feel before my mom died. Now, hopefully, you haven't experienced the loss of a close friend or family member, but there are still things that you might experience in your life that could help you feel new emotions while reading the Harry Potter series, like having a new baby, or getting married, graduating school. You know, these milestones in our lives, when we see them reflected in fiction, we relate to the books in a whole new way. Reason number 4, to discover differences in editing. Like I said, I was 12 when I first started reading the Harry Potter series. my family received the first 3 books as a family Christmas present, and I devoured them all in about 3 days. 6 months later, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire came out, and my family bought it on the very first day. We bought all of the subsequent books on the very first day, meaning that most of the Harry Potter books that I have read my entire life are the original versions. Well, it turns out that J.K. Rowling made a few mistakes in some of those versions that got updated in later versions. So my husband and I are definitely a nerdy couple. So when we got married, we registered for our own box set of the Harry Potter books. And wow, there's a bunch of changes. Like that wand order error, that gets fixed. And the whole prefects can't take house points, except that Percy did take house points. Yeah, Order of the Phoenix, the whole thing that Ernie says, yeah, that gets fixed too. It's definitely fun to notice these little things. You do have to be really obsessed with Harry Potter to notice them, because they're pretty small changes. Reason number 5 to reread the entire Harry Potter series: to understand all the literary references. Especially if you first read Harry Potter as a child, you might not have picked up on all of the literary references within the entire series. And even if you read it once or twice, there are seriously so many different subtle references to other bits of literature that you probably didn't get all of them. For example, well, this is kind of an easy one, but a lot of the spells have Latin roots. A lot of the creatures in the books are actually from Greek mythology. There are hints of Christian allegory throughout the series. And finally, probably my favorite, is just how clever J.K. Rowling's word choices are, especially in the words that she makes up. So think about it. Diagonally, diagonally, nocturnally, nocturnally, Beauxbaton. In French, that would be translated as attractive sticks. That sounds a lot like magic wands to me. Reason number 6. To find examples of diverse and interesting women in literature. Yes, the entire Harry Potter series is primarily about a boy named Harry Potter. However, the world of Harry Potter includes a great cast of female characters. From Molly Weasley, who is most likely a stay-at-home mom who homeschooled 7 children. I like don't even want to think about how hard that must have been. Homeschooling 7 kids until they all go off to Hogwarts. And yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom, and she's a really great cook, and she sews, and she, knits and all of this great stuff. But then she's a total badass in the battle at Hogwarts. I mean, she's a member of the Order of Phoenix. Like, this is a woman who is an example that there's not just one way to be a woman. And the book is filled with examples like that. I mean, Professor McGonagall, even the villains, Umbridge and Bellatrix Lestrange, are both so evil, and yet they're also evil in totally different ways, which is cool. Heck, even some of the small characters, the Patil twins, Patel? Sorry guys, I don't know how to pronounce that properly. They're in different houses. They're identical twins, and they're sorted in different houses. I love that J.K. Rowling has created so many interesting female characters. The 7th and final reason to reread the entire Harry Potter series: to get pumped for Harry Potter Wizards Unite. Y'all, we have 6 months at least until this game comes out, so we gotta, fill our time doing something. So why not spend the time at rereading the Harry Potter series? Plus, maybe you'll discover new insights that could help with the game. We don't really know because the game's not out yet. But just like there were cool little Easter eggs hidden on J.K. Rowling's original website multiple years ago, and just like in the computer games, there were little Easter eggs that you didn't necessarily know to go find unless you knew the books really well. I'm thinking we might have some cool Easter eggs in HPWU. At least I'm really, really hoping that there will be some subtle hints for those of us who are diehard Harry Potter fans. Of course, you don't really need a reason to reread the Harry Potter series other than it's like the best book series of all time. So just reread the book series. Why not? Alright, you guys, that is all that I have for you today. So, a few end of video reminders. Don't forget to give this video a nice big thumbs up. That helps me in the algorithm. Also, if you like this video, you should definitely subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. And don't worry, there is a subscribe button linked somewhere on this screen. Follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at HPWU Unite. Don't worry, there's links below so you can find out all of this good stuff. And if you've missed any of my previous videos, be sure to watch them. Okay, I think those are all the things that a normal YouTuber says at the end of her videos. Until next time, au revoir, witches!